It's also a big day for voters in California because this election, voters are going to choose a senator to replace the late Dianne Feinstein. The top contenders are Democrats Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, and Barbara Lee, and Republicans Steve Garvey. Voters will also decide whether to pass Prop 1. That's a bond to fund mental health services in the state. And California voters will help decide the race to control the House in November, where there are 3 Republican-held seats that are now rated as toss-ups. And from the replacement of the late Senator Dianne Feinstein to local races and those props, there's a lot to monitor here in California. And KRON 4's Charles Clifford is live for us now in San Mateo County. He's checking on voter turnout. He's at the registration office there. So, Charles, you've been there all day. What's it looking like as things are kind of getting closer to crunch time here?
Well, good afternoon. As we get further along in the day, there's more and more people showing up to vote. And also you see these big trucks behind me here. These are trucks for the county bringing votes back here to be counted a little later on today. Let's go ahead and take a look at some video. Now, here at this elections office in San Mateo, you can either go in person and vote, or you can go through a drive-through there and hand off your ballot, and they'll count it that way. The crews have been here all day since early this morning, sending out equipment, getting ready for today's election, sending out these orange bins, which eventually will bring votes back here later in the day. Now, there aren't too many issues to be voted on, as you were talking about. We've got the vote for who the senatorial candidates will be here in California, the primaries for the presidential race, a few local races, but there really isn't much going on. What today is the beginning of election season, which will run all spring and summer until next November. It's going to be a long, arduous process. I asked a few people today if they are ready for what's coming. How are you feeling about the election so far this year?
Oh, let's get it over. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But going to vote and, have faith and see what happens.
I'm hoping we can get back on track to have a voting process where people actually believe and know that their vote was counted correctly. Anything that we can do to help ensure that process is a good thing.
All right, back live now. If you want to vote here in San Mateo County, but you're not registered, you can actually come down, do a temporary sort of a vote. You can register to vote, and then they have to check your registration and then allow your vote to go through. So it is possible to vote today. Also, the polls are open until 8 o'clock this evening, and if you're in line at 8 o'clock when they close the polls, you will still be allowed to vote. But for now, in San Mateo County, Charles Clifford, KRON 4 News.